Now you is about to listen to the very first Fred Frees Favorites, an audiobook sampler. This time you is gonna hear a portion of Final Cuts by Nat Segaloff about the last films of the 50 greatest directors that was chosen by this here film critic. Oh, I wonder which ones are going to be mentioned. Maybe one I was in. Yeah, I was a star. You didn't know that? Well, pay attention. Then you was gonna hear Chapter 1 of The Laugh Makers, a behind-the-scenes tribute to Bob Hope's incredible gag writers. I am Professor Ludwig van Whatchamacallit, and you are listening to the BearManor Radio Network, you lucky people, you.
Hi, this is Fred Frees. Oh, good. This is good. This time on Fred Frees Favorites, an audiobook sampler, Chapter 1 of Final Cuts, the last films of 50 great directors by Nat Segaloff, and later, The Laugh Makers, a behind-the-scenes tribute to Bob Hope's incredible gag writers by Bob Mills. Critic-producer Nat Segaloff was granted access to private papers, production records, never-before-published interviews, and specialized archives in reconstructing the colorful, touching, and sometimes scandalous stories behind the making of the last films of some of Hollywood's top directors. Winningly readable and yet meticulously researched, its substantial entries range from Robert Aldrich and Robert Altman to Peter Yates and Fred Zinnemann, and John Ford and Howard Hawks to Otto Preminger and Richard Brooks. Certain to attract controversy because of whom it ignores as well as whom it includes, Final Cuts presents 50 widely varied chronicles of success and failure, inspiration and ennui, elation and heartache, and every other emotion enjoyed or endured by the greatest filmmakers that Hollywood ever knew. Here is Chapter 1 of Final Cuts, written and narrated by Nat Segaloff.
BearManor Media presents Final Cuts, the last films of 50 great directors, by Nat Segaloff, read for you by the author. In consideration of listeners who might not be ready for the emphatic nature of some of the quotes in this book, I'll replace the occasional profanity with initials or sounds. There's a dedication for James Bridges and Jack Larson. I feel cheated. I just feel cheated of all the great things he would have done that I'm never going to see. Spoken by the character of Jimmy J in the film September 30, 1955. Screenplay by James Bridges. Preface Acknowledgements. Considering how hard they had to fight to make their first films, no wonder most directors hang on as long as they can before making their last. The reasons a career ends vary. Some directors die or become infirm. Some rack up too many flops to get financing. Some can't find backing for projects they want to do and can't summon interest for those that are offered. And some just get tired of the old Hollywood BS. But
Sample complete. Ready to continue?